My boss says, hashtag NW3 go Canada. Well, Canada's leading. So far, I guess Alex is having a great day.
I hope your bosses don't follow you on Twitter, because otherwise they will
Or
know.
maybe they do and they actually love StarCraft as well and they challenge him. It's like, you want to keep your job? Beat me in a 1v1. And his boss turns out to be top AGM barcode. It's like, oh no. This is
Oh, we got the predictions.
Oh, well, we're all on track, I guess.
Wait, nobody predicted Mexico?
Nope.
I wish I had known that. I would have been the hipster that does, but yeah, 4-3 for Canada is what I thought.
It does turn out when every single caster except one predicts something, that most of the time the guy that is the only one that picks out of the ordinary is the one that's right. Happened quite a few times at WCS and so far in NationWars Season 3 as well. But today we are in agreement, at least for now. We'll see when Holland plays. You guys.
I like, by the way, how we had 2 Protoss games and then Drogo comes into casting and it's like TVZ and now ZVZ. Like, we saved the best for you. We know you love it.
Yeah, thank you guys. Really appreciate it.
You're quite welcome.
He
hates his life.
Well, I'm gonna hype up Jim Rising a little bit.
Yeah?
Because he's actually quite good. Like, he's one of the best player on the American server, I think now. Like, on the top of the ladder.
You play on NA?
No, I don't play on NA, but sometimes I look at the ranking.
Yeah?
Yeah, because last time I checked, I wanted to see how high the Protoss of Cyril, my teammate, was. And he was actually top 16, so I was really impressed.
Wow, way to make me feel very bad about myself.
It's North America, man.
Yeah, I mean, Jim Rising, he's been playing since the beta. He knows the metagame very well, especially in ZVZ. And if I was him, I would abuse that versus Scarlet. Like some Ravager timing that she might not be aware of, I would definitely abuse that.
Yeah, well, we keep on assuming, though, that like she doesn't know as much, but she looked pretty darn good.
She's in Grandmaster League as well on her account. Either way, before we hop into the next game that is going to be played on Dust Towers, let's get a couple of words real quick from Jim Rising.
The best thing is representing Mexico. That really make a passion inside me. So that's the most important thing. Representing Mexico.
I see.
Very important. I really love French people. They are the best crowd in esports, I think. Maybe better than Poland? I'm not sure, but they are awesome. I want to say thank you to my team Root. Thank you to all my viewers, my old fans. Muchas gracias por verme, por apoyarme siempre, mexicanos, latinos, and my sponsor, Junior Game. And that's it.
He seems like a really cool guy. He seems like a very happy guy.
He seems like a cheeky guy. Yeah. The guy that would say stuff and then go hee hee. Like Major a little bit.
He streams quite a bit as well, Jim Rising that is. He said that the Canadian team streams quite a bit. That's Rowan Hawk, but he streams quite a bit himself as well. And I have to admit, I don't watch a whole lot of Zerg streams, but I do actually like watching Jim Rising stream. And I can only attest to what you just said, Drogo. He is very good and he's very fast as well. We'll see if that's going to help him in this match, as he's of course spawning in the left bottom side and representing Mexico. It is Jim Rising.
Oh, okay. And at the top right of the map, the Zerg, the red Zerg player with his Scarlet, or Shura.
The two nickname switchers here with Major. Actually, Scarlet has to change nickname 150 times more to reach Major's level, maybe. Now in the ZVZ on this map, we've seen quite a few. Yeah, what do you expect, Drogo?
Well, Scarlet is going with a Hatch first, and Jimro, a gentleman's game. 2 Arch firsts. Did we ever saw that?
We saw a lot of aggressive builds actually, like almost exclusively.
I mean, when you cast Bly, guys, you know what you're getting in for.
Yeah. I mean, so many people were like going gas, pull, getting in their opponent's face. We had Banelings all in behind this. Always people trying to do some damage. Maybe it's time for a real macro game. Let's rediscover ZVZ together, guys.
Yeah, and Dusk Towers is a very fair, straightforward map. I don't think this is the map where you want to go for something super crazy. It's one of the maps that the most pro players love the most in the current map pool, together with Orbital Shipyards, because it's just a map where you say like, all right, it plays out kind of fair. There's nothing too crazy here. You won't be surprised. You won't really be abused one way or the other. So there's a good chance we're going to see a very long, straightforward macro game where it will come down to massive Roach engagements or Roach Ravager and eventually a couple of Hydralisk maybe. Lurkers even. I haven't seen those yet in ZVZ, I think in NationWars Season 3.
Yeah, but Lurkers are definitely something that exists in ZVZ. But these games tend to go for very long. So
Yeah?
I don't know if you really want to see that.
Is it as bad as the Swarmost era Drogo?
I don't know, but I've heard some stories about how Locker versus Lockers. It's about Viper versus Viper because both players have Lockers and Vipers, and it's like the guy that's gonna launch his bees first to the opponent's Vipers. It's pretty weird.
In a weird way, ZVZ became the new TVT where it's hard to attack into tanks.
Yeah, kind of. But as I said, that Jim Raising with a Baneling Nest and Scarlet doesn't have one yet. But right now, yeah.
It could just be a defensive
yeah.
Baneling Nest because it's still nothing but drones on the production tab for our
do you guys
Mexican
think
Zerg.
we're actually good at ZVZ from just casting and watching these games?
I think playing ZVZ requires a very special skill. You just need to get a hold of, like, when do you start making links, when do you start making banes, how to get good at the good old dance of getting favorable trades early on while still droning. So I don't think you get good at it because you need to practice it, but understanding it a little over time.
What about you, Drogo?
I've watched a lot of ZVZ in my life, but even now I still always lose in the Zergling Baneling versus Zergling Baneling in micro tournaments. I always lose. I can't micro that. You have to practice it.
I think there are a couple of
that attitude, man.
I think there are a couple of smart tricks, when it comes to Link Bane, about how to separately group, 1 or 2 Banes and then have a couple of links on an extra hotkey, so you can always get like fast trades over and over again.
But there's definitely a couple of tricks, but as a fellow Protoss player, just press F2 and try to make magic happen. Doesn't really work really well.
Well, there's a lot of links on the production tab, and so far Jim Rising is 6 workers down compared to Scarlet, which gives us, of course, the idea that he wants to be pretty damn aggressive over here. We see a couple of Banes already morph. I'm not sure how well aware Scarlet is of this, but most of the Queens are on the low ground, so I guess that's a good start. He's going to try to keep this hatchery alive. It will all come down to the good old dance between Lynx and Bane, but these 3 Queens, they should help out quite a bit. Where are those Banes going? Oh my god, Jim Rising, this is not a good trade at all. Wow.
Doing absolutely nothing.
A really solid defense by Scarlet. Had everything she needed. The 3 Queens, 5 Banelings.
This felt like that one moment where, like, you're doing something bad, but you're like, I'm still gonna go through it because I already started. Like, you might as well.
Let's go down with the ship, right? Oh god, that's not a bad Bane trade.
And then you can't stop. Oh, actually. Okay, no.
Hey,
that was too bad.
Scarlet just defended against 6 Banelings without losing anything, I believe. I don't think she lost a single Zergling there. She didn't lose a single. Well, that was the link that she lost in the middle of the map. Scarlet did not lose a single unit against 4, 5, or 6 Banelings. That's crazy.
Technos, Drogo.
This is how you win the micro battles. Okay, well, this can be going.
It's gonna continue.
Yeah, but Jim Rising, he just keeps going. But
Big detonations here,
Scarlet
maybe.
is not spending her money. What is she? Oh, 11 drones. Wow.
Look at all these Banes. These Banes
Scarlet was so confident that she made 11 drones during this, but 10 roaches started now for Jim Rising, who might just all in.
This has absolutely been ridiculously good defense so far by Scarlet. I think it's been 10 Banelings throughout this entire game, and now the single drone has fallen. Only
like
2 links have gone down. That's so ridiculous.
This defense has been so insane that she now can get away with a huge drone lead. This is really scary.
52 to 36 here. Maybe it's time to calm down and start making roaches, because that would be very risky if she didn't. She's gonna spot the roaches and Zerglings of her opponents. Scarlet.
A few more drones on the way, but she's so far ahead.
Spine time.
Spine, yeah, definitely Spine.
Spine and roaches.
Maybe a lot of Banelings as well could help.
No, I think
just
just
big detonations.
Does he have? Yeah, she has a couple Zerglings left. I think that's a decent call, I thought, and she goes for it as well. 7 more Banes are morphing in the back of this Spine Crawler Forest, and all the roaches are on the way as well. And I think it's safe to say that if Scarlet defends this, she has pretty much won the game, because I don't even think there's a layer for Jim Rising.
Yeah, on roaches of Scarlet, have +1 attack.
Here we go. Banelings are gonna get right in there. Jim Rising's trying to split. Banelings are traded for Banelings, and with those spines about to finish, Scarlet's got so much reinforcements about to come in. She surrounds a bunch of roaches on the left-hand side. And she might have just done it that easy. That looked easy.
Yep, 5 or 6. Well, she even cancelled a couple of the spines. That's how confident she was. And I can't blame her for it, because she's still up 20 workers. She has better roaches. She's going to fight here with her queens as well. And I think that this is going to be an absolutely phenomenal ZVZ by Scarlet, where that was some of the best Baneling defense that I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my god, chasing perfectly, killing more and more roaches. Behind this, Jim Rising started droning up. It started there. He might just get counter-attacked and killed here. What is he gonna do?
I don't know. He's gonna need some magic to survive this.
I guess the only thing you can say sort of works for Jim Rising is that he's only down 4 workers, and the fact that he doesn't have speed roaches doesn't matter that much if you're just defending, but he's down like 25 army supply, and that is something that doesn't really matter. He's gonna get 1 defensive spry, and he's gonna try to buy a little bit of time for himself by harassing these roaches of Scarlet in the middle of the map, but I think that this is going to be it. I think this is curtains,
GG.
and Canada will go up 3-1. And wow, I think we can erase all question marks about how good Scarlet is, because he looked amazing in this game.
It was a pretty flawless game.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is,
The ZVZ
Yeah.
expert that you are was impressed with it.
yeah, because like I mean, Jim Rising, like his plan looked kind of cool, you know. He had his juggling to the right, so while distracting the army of Scarlet, he was supposed to go in with 4 banelings.
Yeah.
But there was 3 queens and enough stuff to still defend the juggling on the right, and still have 6 more drones. Amazing.
Just picked off Banelings 1 by 1, like he was at a shooting range.
I made it look easy, really, here against Jim Rising. She did, and you were hyping Jim Rising a bunch before the match.
Yeah, I was like, go, Jim. Yeah. I still
happened?
Yeah, I mean, I still think he's a good player, but Scarlet this game really shown his experience.
Maybe the pressure got to him a little bit as well. Let's not forget that Scarlet is a lot more experienced than Jim Rising is. But we'll see more of that talented Zerg from Mexico later today. I guess we're getting ready for a very quick break, and then we'll come back. Or maybe right now we're going to figure out who is going to be the last player of Mexico. Who's going to be the ace? Has to be Major, guys. Major.
Has to be.
Yeah, I hardly see anybody come back out. Like, yeah, it has to be Major for sure. Yeah, Jim Rising just had like a really rough game against Scarlet, so. And Cham didn't look very convincing against Huck. Like, you know, that one War Prism did so much damage.
He got a little bit caught off guard, though. I would love to see more of him, because I think he's a pretty damn good Zerg player as well.
One thing to keep in mind when you revive someone is that it's not just about the next matchup, but the rest of the lineup. So whoever here would have to be Scarlet, then there's Desro next, and then there's still a revive from NationWars. So potentially maybe even Huck coming back again. So the entire lineup basically needs to be dealt with, and I think Major is definitely the best guy who can pretend here and have a chance in doing that.
Yeah, he has the most experience as well. Maybe he'll get a better map this time against Scarlet. Let's not forget he played on Larelec Crest before. I don't think that's the dream map for a Terran player to go up against a Zerg. Has to be one of the better Zerg maps in this map pool for that particular matchup. But we'll see. We're about to find out. Either way, very strong showing so far by Canada, and extremely impressed by the way that Scarlet is playing. Much better than I even thought. Like, I knew she was going to be good, because I agree with Destro. Someone who's as good as Scarlet is always going to be good, but the way that she just won that CVZ so effortlessly almost, it was like 2 players that were completely mismatched. Well, that's not the case. Jim Rising is, you know, on any given moment, rank 5, rank 6 on the North American server, the Grandmaster League. And of course, that doesn't mean that much. And there is always a difference between being high on the ladder and performing in tournaments. But it still means something. It means that Jim Rising knows what he's doing and he knows how to play. But Scarlet made it look very easy for herself.
I know who's sitting pretty right now, Desro. He's probably thinking, all right, guys, good job. Keep going strong. But yeah, it's not over just yet. It's not over till it's over. And we still have a revive here coming up from Mexico. It wouldn't be the first time somebody reverse swept, but it's not looking very good right now.
I guess if he gets, do we know the next map? I think that would be very useful. I mean, we're pretty damn sure that this is going to be Major. Of course, keep the tweets coming. Hashtag NW3. That looks amazing, by the way. I have no idea if that's maple syrup or whiskey, but I love both.
No message, just hashtag NationWars 3, straight to the point with a Scarlet picture and a flag. Alele, NationWars 3, Scarlet, I'm watching you. Let's go, Canada.
What book is that the monitor is standing on?
Well,
Kind of looks like Steve Jobs' book, but I guess it's not. Oh, yeah? Thank you very much, production.
Next Level Observer.
I had my monitor on Steve Jobs' book for years.
That kid is in the Twitch chat right now spamming Kappas.
It's the future instantaneous, guys. That's how they grow up. Kappa?
So next map is actually going to be Central Protocol.
Wow. That's a rough map, I think, for Terran as well. It might be, well, it depends. There are two ways to look at it. I think it's hard to go up to 3 bases for Terran, but at the same time, there's also an insane amount of distance to cover in certain spawn locations to your third base if you're Zerg. So maybe it allows Hellions and Banshees to find something to work with.
Do we find out now? Yes.
Well,
15 seconds. Is it going to be Major?
10 to
Team
1
Rising,
that it's someone else that Major.
or Cham?
The urge to be a Nipster is strong, but I'm gonna keep with Major.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it Major as well.
And it
Stick
is
with Major.
Juanito. All right.
All right.
Comes back out one more time to try and get revenge against Scarlet and then deal with Desro and then one revive. Which
So
could
I-
be Scarlet, I think, or Huck, most likely.
So I think it is still possible, because if like, you know, hypothetically speaking, if Major wins his next map on Central Paraco, he goes up against Desro, and Desro is a very good Protoss player, but I think Major would be the favorite. And then it all comes down to the ace match on an already, I believe, predetermined map. So it is still possible if you're a Mexico fan. If you're a Major fan, stick around. The dream is not dead just yet. It's looking rough. We're going to head over to a very small break, and after that, we'll be back with, you know, the next match, which should be an awesome ZVT between Major and Scarlet. Stay tuned. NationWars 3.